Hello, thank you, Jenny. So I'm Beth Mitchell. I am part of a very small data and innovation team at Salt Lake County. We're like an army of two with an occasional intern. And I'm here today to talk about ClientComm, which is kind of a GovTech love story, because that's what we do here. But also it's really about the magic that can take place when governments kind of create and hold and protect and defend a space for change. And so that's where we're going to start. So in 2014, the Criminal Justice Services data that we got for Salt Lake County had FTA at about almost 10%. And for those of you who don't know, but I bet most of you do, FTA is when someone who got in trouble fails to appear for a court or summons. And FTA obviously places unnecessary cost on the criminal justice system, but really more importantly, it means actual human beings are not moving forward with their lives, which of course is the bigger problem. So as one case manager put it to me when we started talking to them, it's really, really easy to get into the criminal justice system in Salt Lake County, but it's nearly impossible to get out, which I think resonates with everybody. So we knew we had a problem, and case managers in our system, of course, the frontline staff always knows what the problems are, and they know that people need early and often consistent communication in a format that is familiar to clients in order to get these clients through supervision. So we knew we had a problem. Everybody got on board to address the same problem. And we realized really early on that it was a communication problem. And we were using 1980s technology, phone calls, phone tag, full voicemail inboxes. But that problem created an opportunity. So Quan and Ben came on and did a lot of user research, which revealed that people weren't just forgetting their appointments. It's not that they didn't have their act together or that they didn't care. It was that they had a ton of other barriers. They were trying to get to their jobs. They were trying to get kids to school. They were trying to get and stay sober, and all of the other challenges that people have. So we found out they wanted to make their appointments, they just couldn't. So they're trying to get back on track, they're trying to move on, and they just need that consistent guidance and support to do so.
Thanks. So in the criminal justice sector, case managers are crucial. They can act as a supervision client's primary form of support, a human face and a hand lending guidance through an obtuse judicial system. But there's a great deal asked of case managers. Their caseloads can easily exceed 100 clients, stretching thin their ability to dedicate time and attention to each. On top of that, and a limited tool set with which to communicate, current case management systems require extensive effort to log communications. This greatly increases the complexity of even the simplest client conversations. And it's with this acknowledgement to both the clients' lives and the case managers that we engaged in a truly iterative and user research-led development process. We started by building a number of small tools, and most of them failed. But there was one tool, ClientComm, that stuck. And its use drove us to invest in successive development efforts. So what is ClientComm? ClientComm makes it quick and easy for case managers to communicate and document contact with hard-to-reach clients who often have inconsistent communication methods. So each corresponding sprint was prioritized by the users themselves. These were case managers who volunteered to use our early prototype because it delivered immediate value to them. Through their use, their comments, and their criticisms, we effectively had them vote on what was the next most critical feature to build. For example, Smart Send, which came out a few months ago, automatically determines the best current contact method with which to reach a client at. And this eliminates the tedious task reported by case managers of time spent tracking, documenting, and recording a variety of numbers and engaging in extensive phone tag. This strategy has created a virtuous cycle. Case managers felt that their voices were actively being heard, allowing them to develop a sense of ownership over the project, and that helped them become evangelists, and they effectively encouraged other case managers to use the tool. Most importantly, increasing use of ClientComm meant more and more clients who were experiencing far improved communications with their case managers. That brings us to today. Our research can demonstrate that case managers who use ClientComm on a majority of their caseload will report in excess of 5 hours a week saved in tedious data entry tasks. Overall, it's meant an increase in average client communications from as little as once per month to now nearly twice per week across the board. Finally, in a specific department, pretrial, ClientComm has been in part responsible for an increase in successful client matriculation from 50% prior to now over 80%. But all of these figures boil down to real human impact. So today, maintained communication has enabled case managers to develop relationships with clients between formal visits, which has enabled trust to become cultivated. And this has led to more and more impactful relationships.
Thanks. So it's just so amazing what they've done. It's, yay, yes. I tip my hat to you. We're just so impressed and delighted. And I think that the thing that governments can take away, which is, why I'm lucky enough to be standing here, is that it's been about solving the right problem in the right way. So as I said, our original thought was that clients failed to appear because, it was a function of either their commitment to getting through supervision or whether or not they were just on track to recidivate and have criminal behavior be a part of their life. But the truth is, through really, really listening to clients and listening to case managers and returning to learning about who's on the receiving end of client services, we revised the hypothesis, which government is often really reticent to do, to say that clients struggle with different barriers, and the single biggest factor in making it easier for them is that consistent open communication. And that was that. So as Quan said, the data reveals the impact of ClientComm, reducing phone tag, increasing client responsiveness, building that trust, cutting case manager workload. I mean, the data itself is incredible. But while the data shows the success of ClientComm, it's the actual people on the receiving end, the Salt Lake County citizens, who reveal its impact. So when we're looking back on this fellowship and we're looking back at ClientComm, it's been a win for case managers, it's been a win for clients, and it's a huge win for Salt Lake County. And that's because, not only the FTA rates and the increased numbers of supervision, but it really has taught, this government, our government, to be receptive to new products and to be receptive to new processes, and to understand that, change doesn't have to be painful. It can be pleasant, and it can be productive. So, I'm going to return to Salt Lake County to a post Quan and Ben. I have to give a huge shout out to Ben Peterson, who's our other fellow, who's amazing, who everything looks beautiful because of him, and he has such a way of talking to people, and did the majority of our user research. But also I have to give a shout out to Salt Lake County Criminal Justice Services, particularly my team, who's in the second row here, Keely Grifoni, who was a fabulous internal champion of this project, which I think is really, really critical. And so I've worked in government for about 7 years, and I'm now leading this data and innovation team. And the success of a project like this is creates an open door to other innovations that we can make. So again, I just want to say thank you to everybody, and especially thank you to Quan and to Ben and to Code for America, because Code for America taught us that through this fellowship, government services should always start and end with people. So thank you.